3, 2, 1.
It's the Puff and Steph podcast.
Puff and Steph back for another week of just so much fun. We appreciate you guys being here with us. Another week. Do you feel like as each week starts, it's like a new beginning? Do you think like that?
Yeah, kind of. That's very deep coming from you, though.
No, I don't think like that. I was just wondering if you do.
Oh. I kind of do. I like to think of it like that.
Today's show brought to you by H&R Block. H&R Block reminds you only have 3 days left to file your taxes. Wednesday is tax day. You must mail your taxes by midnight. So make sure you do that. H&R Block, hnrblock.com. Check it out. So you're pretty smart in the sense that you stay off of social media for the most part. Like, if you have a job that makes you get on social media, that's what you do. You know, you do social media stuff for us. And other than that, you're not a big social media person. Like, because I do mess with you a lot on social media, anytime you post anything, it immediately like comes up on top of my feed. Or even when you comment on like a mutual friend's post, it shows up on my feed. And I'm just like, oh my God, what day is it? Steph? Oh, it must be Steph's every other day on social media thing.
Right. I don't open Facebook every day.
I give you a lot of credit because I think it's becoming this weird Facebook game of crying wolf. All right. Just in the last couple of weeks, a new swine flu coming, right? I've seen those stories. There's swine flu. There's like a special new swine flu in China that.
Great.
Yeah, right. That's going to be the next pandemic. The bubonic plague has been found in China. That's now going to kill the whole world. And the giant dust cloud from the Sahara Desert is coming here too. So you have these people freaking out. Like, oh my God, look at, like, I think it stems from people not doing any research, from people who have way too much time on their hands now because they can't live a certain life that they were living before. So now they just spend it on social media, and people finding stories that fit their particular political or ideologic narrative.
Yep, absolutely.
I think that's what it is. But like the new swine flu, scientists say we're going to be okay. It's not a big deal. The bubonic plague, no threat to us. There's no travel to China right now anyway. And they find it every so often. This is not like the first time since they got rid of the bubonic plague that they found the bubonic plague. They find it like almost every year in one or two people, and then they just take care of it. It's not that big a deal. The dust cloud thing, I don't know if you saw that, but like, it's a giant dust cloud that's traveling in the skies across the ocean, and it's going to hit America. It already did. It does it like every year.
What's the threat of the dust cloud? Just it makes people sneeze?
Well, imagine sand being lifted from the Sahara Desert and traveling over here, and then all of a sudden we have all this sand in the air. People thought it was going to like ruin crops and stuff. This literally happens every year. This is not this is not something that we should be worried about. It's just something that happens on this planet, and it's been happening forever. But now there's somebody who thinks it's an interesting story, writes a story about it, then it gets sensationalized, and all of a sudden, you're like, thanks, Trump, now we have to deal with a dust bowl. You're like, there's nothing to do with Trump.
Right.
Be like,
but people like to think that it does.
Be like, oh, great, now that we're wearing masks, we're all going to give each other the bubonic plague or something. I don't know. People, whatever you can shift. I'm just saying, like, and this is not to be mean to you, is that you are ignorant to all of this stuff, and I am so jealous of you.
Right. I didn't know about any of that, honestly, and that's a big part of the reason that I don't get on often, because right now everybody's so angry at everybody else, and it's just so negative.
Ignorance is bliss when it comes to social media. You've said it for years that you don't have a type, right? There's like, you don't have a type. Do you believe that really about yourself?
I don't know, because I think I have a type in mind, because I know what I want. But when I look back at all the people I've dated, they're all very different, and none of that, like, they don't necessarily fit that type. So I don't even understand myself.
A new study from social psychology researchers at the University of California, Davis, claims that people who believe they have a type are just fooling themselves. and that singles might as well just let a stranger pick their dates. You have the same amount of success rate if a stranger picked your date than if you picked your date, if you go with your type.
Wow. See, I don't believe that, though, because you know what you like and what you're looking for more than a stranger does.
You would think so, right? The findings published in the Journal of Experimental Sociopsychology indicates that the complex algorithms that match online dating users might as well be a waste of time as well. And you do a better job to just date around or let a friend or relative suggest a partner for you. The lead author says it's really easy to spend time hunting around online for someone who seems to match your ideals. But our research suggests an alternative approach. Don't be too picky ahead of time about whether a partner matches your ideals on paper. Or even better, just let your friends pick your date and go on blind dates.
See, I like that idea because your friends know you and they know what you like. And you like to think that you could trust your friends.
Right. And maybe you get in your own way sometimes about, like, for instance, like, let's say you dated a guy named Scott and Scott looked a certain way or did his hair a certain way or had a certain type of facial hair or dressed a certain way. Well, if the relationship with Scott ended poorly, you might not actually give a guy who looks like Scott or dresses like Scott a chance for a while because you're like, oh, the Scott type I don't like. No, you just don't don't like Scott. That's it. You just don't like Scott. That's his thing. Scott's a jerk.
Right, it's Scott's fault.
Yeah. Nobody likes
No,
Scott.
that's absolutely true, though. I'm guilty of that because, if you date someone and you're like, okay, well, he screwed me over. I don't want to date a guy like that again. And then, another guy, Tom, comes along, and Tom's a perfectly nice guy, but he reminds you of that jerk.
Right.
So you're turned off from it. You're like, no, I'm not doing that again. Screw that.
So maybe none of us have a type. I've dated all sorts of women. I don't mean like a lot, but
I've dated so many women.
God, I lost track. No, I've dated the one thing in common that all the women I've dated, and again, not many, but the women I've dated, the one thing they've all had in common, they make me laugh. That's it.
Right.
That's the only thing that they've had in common. I've dated shorter women, taller women, bigger women, smaller women, blondes, brunettes. But if you don't make me laugh like the first time we hang out, then I don't really see a future because I have to laugh. And not to sound sexist, but not all women are funny.
I knew you were going to say that. It's true, though. Like, honestly, that's big for me, too. That's, like, my biggest thing. Like, I want somebody who's going to make me laugh. So I'm with you on that.
So, Steph and I have the same type.
Pretty much.
We just want someone that makes us laugh and will rub our butts. All right. Coming up in just a couple of minutes, it is Misconnection Monday, friends.
It's the Puff and Steph Podcast.
During this time, many are out of work and struggling just to get by. It's good to know that your friends at Capital City Buy and Sell in Harrisburg have your back. If you're in need of extra help during the pandemic, you can pawn or sell unwanted or unneeded items that you may have laying around your house, including jewelry, electronics, tools, musical instruments, and a whole lot more. Capital City Buy and Sell is open 7 days a week, and they're always paying cash. Plus, they have low pawn interest and terms if you aren't quite ready to say goodbye to your item just yet. Capital City Buy and Sell, 3517 Walnut Street, Harrisburg. Online at harrisburgpapawn.com. Great news, everyone! American Shaman of PA's doors are back open for normal operations, and they're ready to bring you the much-needed relief that you've been waiting for. They care about their customers, and their customers keep coming back for more. Steve K says, American Shaman products drastically decrease my back pain and relieve my stress in just 1 month. Thank you! Stop by your local American Shaman of PA store for a free CBD sparkling water and free samples. Find their locations and more at hempushealth.com.
Do you love saving money but hate buying one of those coupon books filled with places you'll never go to? Well, here comes Quick Save Coupons to save the day. Quick Save Coupons is an app where you can find savings for restaurants, stores, and experiences that you will love. And here's the best part. It's free. No big coupon books to buy, no websites to give your information to. Quick Save Coupons will show you all of the savings in your area right on your phone. Just go to Google Play or the App Store and download the Quick Save Coupons app. Then start saving money on many of the places you already go to.
Hey Hey, honey, how are the taxes going?
Pretty good. Let's see. We either get $800 back or we owe $4,000.
I think we should call H&R Block.
Let's face it, taxes can be confusing and the laws seem to change every year. Let the professionals at your local H&R Block take the worry out of your tax season. H&R Block in Dillsburg, Newville, Biglerville, Fairfield, and Gettysburg have been owned by the same family for over 50 years, and they've been there for every tax law change along the way. Don't leave money on the table. File your taxes confidently with H&R Block.
Now back to the Puff and Steph podcast.
We do it every single Monday. We kick off the week with love. And before we get to it, though, Steph, a friend of mine contacted me and said, hey, I know you used to do this on the radio, your Misconnection Monday. Do you still do it on your podcast? I'm like, A, thanks for listening. B, yes.
Right. Come on, dude.
And he goes, well, I actually met my significant other through Misconnections.
No, he did not.
Yeah, so he wants to come on the show and talk about it. So I think we should let him.
Absolutely, a success story.
We could bring him in just like this, like how we are here, and he could tell his story.
I love it. Let's do it.
Okay.
I don't know if I believe him. Like, it legitimately came from Misconnection?
He'll explain the whole story. I'll try to get him on later this week. Okay?
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, we'll try to get him on. All right, we scour the pages of Craigslist, helping Central Pennsylvania find love. We want to find another success story here. We want to have people coming on the show telling us that thanks to Puff and Steph, I'm getting some. All right? That's what we want to hear. That's what we want to hear. All right. Misconnection Monday begins right now.
This one happened at Love's Truck Stop. I stopped for gas on Monday, 7/6, around 7 p.m. You and your buddy were on motorcycles. I told you that my tire pressure light was on and you checked my tires. I have to tell you, I love you. LOL. What was I driving? I would like to meet you. Thanks. I'm a woman and you are a man. I need to mention that detail.
So this woman just dropped an L-bomb with one meeting?
On Craigslist?
All right. So, okay, here's the problem. Call back to Friday when you watch too many Hallmark Christmas movies. It is not okay to fall in love right away. All right? That's how toxic relationships begin. All right? This woman has watched way too many Hallmark Christmas movies. Do not fall in love at first sight. It's not a real thing. Stop it.
Don't blame it on Hallmark Christmas movies, though, because, like, I get really sucked into that, too. I'm like, maybe it could be love at first sight.
No. It's not a thing.
Maybe it could be.
How could it be? How could it be?
Well,
you don't know that person.
Really well, okay, but they say when you know, right? People always say that. So, I mean, maybe it's true.
I could see it being lust at first sight, and that turns into love. But
right.
your first thought of someone is how they look, right?
Right. That's what she's basing this on.
So
trust me, I'm not taking her side. I mean, she said I love you after it wasn't even a date. It wasn't even the first date. It was the first time she met me. I'm not on her side.
This has got Hallmark Christmas movie written all over it.
It does.
It's called like Gas Station Love. No, that sounds like a porno. What could be the name of this Hallmark Christmas movie? It's like Love at First Pump. Nope, that's another porno.
Yeah, that does not sound good.
All right, I'll have
She said they were.
What?
She said that they were like looking at her tire pressure light, so it'd be something about like tires.
Tires. Oh man, I don't know.
Tinsel and tires.
Oh, it's got to be a Christmas movie? I was just thinking of a love movie. like Pump Up My Love.
That also could be bad.
Her love is flat. I don't know. Okay, let's move on. This happened at Giant. Woman in red shorts. This was in Chambersburg. We crossed paths. We looked at each other. I think you saw me glance at your pretty toes and sort of grinned.
Ew.
I watched as you passed and your shorts were perfectly short, just hinting at your curvy build. I couldn't help but think of you sitting on... Oh, I shouldn't read that part. Okay, we're going to skip that line, and it just says, find me. He wanted her to sit somewhere, though. Okay.
Uh-huh.
So for the, I don't know how many time in the last few weeks, guys, stop talking about feet and Craigslist ads. Stop it.
Right.
That's
like the worst combination.
That's the first thing he mentioned her toes before her butt.
Right. That's when you know it's a sick feet obsession.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so disturbing. All right. This one is called Doing Laundry on Emmaus Ave. This guy has terrible grammar, so whoever the woman is that this is being written for, don't go for it. We were doing laundry on Emmaus Ave. You had headphones on. I was a laptop. I got the feeling you wanted a conversation, but I should have said something other than the stupid thing that came out of my mouth. I would love to talk to you if you get this. I think you drive Acura.
So he just doesn't. He just doesn't like. What are the little tiny words? The on and the and the things like that. Whatever. He just doesn't like those words.
He skips those words. Yeah.
He just gets her. Speaks like caveman. You, me, drive Acura. Me, laptop.
Yep, it's pretty much caveman talk.
You, me, eat. All right.
Eat food.
We talked at Turkey Hill, Manheim Pike. I'm going to read this and let me know why you think I picked it, because it's pretty basic. Okay. This is kind of like a Stump Steph misconnection version. You were the two ladies buying lottery tickets. I was fueling the skid loader. We talked for 10 minutes. Let's continue to talk. Why did I pick that one?
Because they're talking about a skid loader?
Nope. Let me read it again because it's short. You were two ladies buying lottery tickets. I was fueling a skid loader. We talked for 10 minutes. Let's continue to talk.
Because he's going for two different women.
There we go. There we go. All right.
Yes. He's not picky. He would pick either one of them.
Either one of you guys will do. Both? Both? Either one. All good. Yep. All right. That was your Misconnection Monday. I'll work on getting my guy on to come talk about his misconnection experience.
Yes, please.
The economy's bad for everyone, Steph. No matter where you go, this country, other countries. In England, I was about to say they treat the royal family like royalty. That was going to be the dumbest thing that ever came out of my mouth. They treat the royal family very well, okay? Taxpayer money goes to them, which is crazy because they're not even they have no power. They're all figureheads there. But the economy's getting bad and people are actually getting laid off at Buckingham Palace.
No way.
Yeah. 200 employees work at Buckingham Palace.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. 200 employees are employed by the Royal Collection Trust. It's the group that manages the tourism side of the palace and accompanying stores. With everything going on, tens of millions have been wiped off of the expected earnings for the Royal Collection Trust. With everything closed up, bad news, and that means layoffs. They indicated that there will be a reduction in staff, which they say is our greatest single expense. That makes sense. As far as I'm aware, the guards that stand completely still are still going to be fine. They're still going to be there. But just people
I hope so. They're iconic.
Yeah, just people who work at the gift shop.
Oh. Well, I was thinking maids and the chefs. Maybe they'll just be less chefs.
I don't think so. I think it's the tourism side of it. How dare a royal family member have to make themselves a sandwich?
Yeah, no, we couldn't do that.
Absolutely not. A 44-year-old man decided that he'd just rather do it himself. He ended up in jail after police say he forced his way behind the counter of a Subway. He was drunk, by the way. I don't know if I told you that. And then ended up making his own sandwich. So
he knows what he likes.
Well, have you ever been at a Subway and they're not doing it right in your mind? Or any sandwich shop. You're like, really? That's how you're gonna do you get super OCD about the way they do the cheese triangles and all that stuff?
Right, yeah, I do. And sometimes, depending on what location you're at, they put on, more meat or less meat. And you're like, can you put on a little more, please?
Yeah, come on. Seriously, you're Subway. Put on another slice of turkey. Cheap
Right, you're
jerks.
skipping.
He wasn't having it. Arresting officers say they found a bottle of vodka and a block of Subway cheese in his pocket. He took a whole block of cheese.
He wasn't messing around.
No, he really wasn't. All right, coming up next, part-time job, Steph? Maybe.
It's the Puff and Steph Podcast.
During this time, many are out of work and struggling just to get by. It's good to know that your friends at Capital City Buy and Sell in Harrisburg have your back. If you're in need of extra help during the pandemic, you can pawn or sell unwanted or unneeded items that you may have laying around your house, including jewelry, electronics, tools, musical instruments, and a whole lot more. Capital City Buy and Sell is open 7 days a week, and they're always paying cash. Plus, they have low pawn interest and terms if you aren't quite ready to say goodbye to your item just yet. Capital City Buy and Sell, 3517 Walnut Street, Harrisburg. Online at harrisburgpapawn.com. Great news, everyone! American Shaman of PA's doors are back open for normal operations, and they're ready to bring you the much-needed relief that you've been waiting for. They care about their customers, and their customers keep coming back for more. Steve K says, American Shaman products drastically decrease my back pain and relieve my stress in just 1 month. Thank you. Stop by your local American Shaman of PA store for a free CBD sparkling water and free samples. Find their locations and more at hempushealth.com.
Do you love saving money but hate buying one of those coupon books filled with places you'll never go to? Well, here comes Quick Save Coupons to save the day. Quick Save Coupons is an app where you can find savings for restaurants, stores, and experiences that you will love. And here's the best part, it's free. No big coupon books to buy, no websites to give your information to. Quick Save Coupons will show you all of the savings in your area right on your phone. Just go to Google Play or the App Store and download the Quick Save Coupons app. Then start saving money on many of the places you already go to.
Hey, honey, how are the taxes going?
Pretty good. Let's see. We either get $800 back or we owe $4,000.
I think we should call H&R Block.
Let's face it, taxes can be confusing and the laws seem to change every year. Let the professionals at your local H&R Block take the worry out of your tax season. H&R Block in Dillsburg, Newville, Biglerville, Fairfield, and Gettysburg have been owned by the same family for over 50 years, and they've been there for every tax law change along the way. Don't leave money on the table. File your taxes confidently with H&R Block.
Now back to the Puff and Steph Podcast.
So have you ever heard of the company Tushy?
No.
They make bidets. They make like bidet inserts. So you would take your toilet seat off of your toilet, put the bidet cover on, and then put the toilet seat over the bidet on, then they put the toilet seat over. So basically you turn your toilet into also a bidet.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. They put out a help wanted ad. They are paying $10,000 for somebody to test and talk about their bidets for the next few months. The job starts July 22nd.
Oh, I could do that. I could talk about it here on the podcast, right?
I mean, technically you could. However, they want someone who's like gonna be descriptive.
Oh, like real descriptive?
They want someone to talk about how clean they feel and how much gets washed off, and like being like, you're just going to have to talk about bathroom moments more than you probably would like to.
Right, yeah. I don't really want to talk about that publicly. That's a little awkward.
Yeah, so like, I know girls that have no problem talking about it, but when I saw this, I went, I'm going to bring it up to Steph, but I'm going to go ahead and take a guess that the openness probably isn't something you're interested in.
Right, that's a little too much for me. I could just be like, it's great, I love it, I feel clean, but I couldn't get much more detailed than that.
They're like,
I would, not only because I would feel gross, but I would be afraid of grossing other people out.
right. I could see like them in a boardroom with you sitting down. Steph, we love what you're doing so far, but we need you to talk a little bit more descriptive. You're like, I don't want to. This is just not something I'm into doing. Well, you signed up for this. I just wanted money. I wanted money.
I'm broke.
I like the bidet. It's good. Yeah, that's all you ever say. I like the bidet. It's good. You don't give any other descriptors. I just don't think it's right.
Right, because I'm pretty open and I like to talk about things, but when it comes to that, I don't think anybody needs to know details about what goes on with that.
I tend to agree with you. So earlier in the show, we talked about how people blow social media stories way out of proportion, or the people that post something without reading the actual story. They're like, oh my God, this headline freaks me out, or goes with the, my narrative or my ideology. Oh my God, like, I have to post this without even reading it. This is what happened with this. I don't know if you've seen this. I've seen it from a few different people. Dunkin' Donuts is closing 450 locations.
No!
Right.
Not Dunkin'.
By that headline, you're like, what? 2020's the worst!
The worst ever.
Right?
Ever.
But here's what people don't do. They don't click on the story and read it. They just read that Dunkin' Donuts is closing 400 stores, so they assume that at least one of the stores that they might go to is going to be closed, and their life will change forever negatively.
Forever. Yep.
Here's what's actually happening. They're closing their small, tiny locations in Speedway stores.
The ones that are like attached to a gas station.
Not even attached.
Okay.
Like all it is a case in a gas station. You can't, like, if you're a fan of like some of their drinks, you can get maybe one or two of their like hot coffees or hot chocolate, or maybe if you're lucky, if it's a fancy schmancy store, you get an iced coffee or something. But for the most part, it's just a case of donuts. So they're removing 450 cases of donuts from Speedway stores. Like, I have a Speedway store right around the corner from where I live that has a Dunkin' Donut case. Eventually, that will probably be gone. I'm okay.
Well, to be fair, that is still really sad because it's donuts, but not as bad as it sounds from the headline.
Right. They're just not going to have freestanding cases of donuts in Speedway stores. It's going to be okay, everyone. We'll get through
We're gonna
this.
Get through it.
100%. All right, time to stump Steph. Just under half of all Americans secretly wish they were this. Just under half of all Americans secretly wish they were this.
Is this a profession?
Say that again. You broke up.
Is it a profession?
No.
Like a doctor?
No.
Is it like a personality, or is it a physical trait?
Yes.
Oh, skinny.
No.
Rich.
Okay, so let's just talk about your guess here. You said, is it a physical trait? And then you asked, and I said yes. And then you said it was skinny, and I said no. And then you moved on from physical trait. You have to pay attention. You would be so much better at this if you just paid attention to the great questions that you ask.
Thank you. Well, I know. I got excited because rich seemed like it would fit.
I think more than half would want to be rich.
True.
So let's stay on the physical trait.
Okay. Okay.
And
Thanks for keeping me
I
on
will
that
make
one.
fun of you if you guess anything other than physical trait now.
All right. Thanks for keeping me in line.
I try.
Is it just is it subjective, like beautiful?
No.
Or is it something like, okay. Wish that they were more tan.
No. There's actually a song that was about this.
Brown eyes. Wish they had brown eyes.
Nope.
A song.
You might not know the song. It's from the 90s.
Is this something that you wish you were, Puff?
I'm happy where I'm at, but if I had the opportunity to do this, I think I would. I would take it.
Is it something that you can change about yourself? Like, I can lose weight, or is it something you're
Nope.
just born with?
Something you're born with.
Wish that they... Can you just phrase the question again?
Just under half of all Americans say they wish they were this. What is this?
Wish they were... Oh.
Can't change it.
Physical?
It's physical.
More evenly proportioned?
Nope. It's a really easy answer.
I said skinny. I said beautiful. Taller.
There we
Yay.
go.
Okay.
There we
I don't know if I'm gonna
go.
get this.
Oh, good. I knew you'd get it. Yeah, I would.
Thank you.
I'm like 5'8.5". Yeah, I know. But sure. I mean, most guys want to be taller because I don't know, the tall, dark, and handsome. I'm like none of those. I'm not short. I'm like average.
man.
I'm like average. I'm the whitest person ever, and beauty's subjective. So yeah. All right, guys, have a fantastic Monday. We will see you back here tomorrow. It's a podcast.
It's the Puff and Steph Podcast.